Greetings! Welcome to the first episode of Road to Pro. I'm your host, Stephen Luttrell. This is the first week of December, which means the end of No Shave November. That being said, oh, so much better. Since this is the first web series episode, I feel it is necessary to let you know that neither I nor this web series are endorsed or sponsored by Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast. Yet. Come on guys, help me out. Also, neither I nor any part of this web series are endorsed or sponsored by any of the products or companies used in the making of this series, which we will show you. That should cover my butt a little, right? Next, I would like to explain to you what this web series is about and what it will contain in the coming episodes. This series is based on Magic the Gathering, a well-known game played around the world using the Magic the Gathering trading cards. This kind of game is known as a TCG, which stands for Trading Card Game, also known as a CCG, which means Collectible Card Game. Road to Pro is meant to be an educational, entertaining, documentary-style web series. If you will, an edutatory. Yeah, that sounded better in my head. Road to Pro is for all Magic the Gathering players, also known as gamers, of all playing levels. Never played before? I'll give you information about the very basics of gameplay. Beginner? I will help you by explaining the terminology and rules so you can understand the game a little better. Are you an occasional player? Sometimes referred to as a kitchen player because you usually play at the kitchen table with friends or family, but not so much in the events. Are you a frequent player? This is a muddled term, but for this series it means kitchen gamers who also play at their local gaming stores. Event player? These gamers play in local sanctioned events such as Friday Night Magic and tournament qualifiers. They know the rules and the terminology of the game very well. I will be explaining what to expect and how to progress to the next level of gaming. Tournament players. These are the cream of the crop. They compete in tournaments in their local areas, nationally, and around the globe. For these gamers, I will be giving updates on tournament standings and delving into the deeper recesses of the tournament lifestyle. I will also be interviewing certain people from the professional gaming world. Expert players. The elite. These highly respected players know more about the Magic communities and the tournament lifestyle than anyone else. They have placed in the top 8 and even won major tournaments around the world. They can teach me more than I can teach them. So hopefully this series will enlighten them and entertain them, maybe even remind them where they started and what it took to get to where they are today. Last but not least, me. This web series is fun, exciting, and educational, and is made mainly for me. I know it sounds self-centered, but I am filming this web series for me, to document my progress, and it combines two of my passions, filmmaking and playing Magic. You may be asking, Steve, why the web series? And why is this episode called A New Beginning? I'm glad you asked. Magic the Gathering was created by Richard Garfield, and on August 5th, 1993, it was released to the public. Could almost say uncaged. On the public. In 1994, while I was on fall break from school, I purchased my first pack of Magic the Gathering cards from a local store where I usually got my comics from. I opened it up, I loved the artwork, but I was very confused about the text. So, I promptly purchased a second pack. I opened it up. Again, I loved the artwork, but was still very confused about the text. The shop owner didn't know very much about the cards, but he did tell me that they had a handbook that I could purchase about how to play. So, I purchased it. I bought it, went home, and began to read. After fall break, I returned to school and tried to explain the game to my friends. They were interested, but all I seemed to do was confuse them while explaining how to play the game. A science teacher at my school, Mr. White, found out that I was trying to learn how to play. He invited me into his classroom during study hall and taught me the essentials of Magic. Then, twice a week, he and I would play, occasionally having curious spectators. By the end of the school year, there were a handful of fellow students able and willing to play. The next school year, in the weekly events offerings, there was a Magic the Gathering Club, hosted by Mr. White. I played Magic with friends, at kitchen tables, in restaurants, and anywhere else I could until the year 2000, when I graduated. I was an adult. I had to work for a living. I had to go to college, and all the other things an adult is supposed to do. I picked up my cards occasionally, wishing I had more time to play them again. Fast forward to the present. I work full-time. I'm happily married. I have an amazing 9-year-old stepdaughter. My parents are also a huge part of my life and have always been very supportive of me. Recently, my wife noticed I was working a lot, but never reserved time for myself. She told me I needed to get a hobby. This struck a magical note in my head. Why start a new hobby when I already had one that made me happy in the past? I went to my local gaming store and I picked up the current series Fat Pack and a deck builder's toolkit. I went home, made a legitimate deck of cards, called up an old friend, Mike, and went over to his house. We played for 9 hours straight. We still meet about once a week, and he helps me play test my deck. Since I haven't played much in the last 14 years, I felt as if I was a beginner all over again. There are new cards, new abilities, and even new rules. I went to YouTube and I started watching a series called Walking the Plains with Nathan Holt. I loved the idea of the web series and I decided to take my chances and create my own. Road to Pro is my way of documenting my journey to become an expert and join the ranks of the elite players. My goal is to post a new episode every week, so check back regularly. Every episode, I will post my DCI points for all to see. You can compare your progress with mine, cheer me on, or whatever. Other players that I play during my journey are my opponents, but only during the game. I'm only truly at competition with myself, and my only enemy is my reflection. I need to give a shout out to John Ingley. He gave me the music for my opening title sequence and my closing credits. If you want to hear more of his music, visit him at soundcloud.com/Johnny-D-Ingley. I'll post it about right there. Somewhere down here. If you enjoyed this episode, please click subscribe below. If you have any comments or questions, please email me at mtgroad2pro@hotmail.com. If I like it, I'll put it in the next episode. I am very thankful to anyone and everyone whom helps me with these webisodes, and I will always publicly thank them. Thank you for watching, and until next episode, good gaming.